the salary cap, the myth that it is. And I get it. A lot of people can look into the salary cap and say, well, it's designed so that the owners can have parity in the league. And so the owners will not go overspending, or the owners will not say to themselves, we're just going to use up all of the resources we got from our remunerations. But no, I look at the salary cap as it relates to this particular team as a bargain for the owners to put wars between the players. I read an article out earlier today from 105.3 The Fan. Shout out to those boys, Sean and RJ, and shout out to Bobby Belt. But what I was looking at and listening to, that those boys literally said that in the salary cap, that they got to either go with Randy Gregory or DeMarcus Lawrence or Amari Cooper. Not all three of those guys will be available. Now, if you cut Amari Cooper, that's $16 million. That's a lot of money, right? And if you cut DeMarcus Lawrence, that's $8 million. Now, if you look at what Randy Gregory is looking to get paid, far as money-wise, he's looking to get paid DeMarcus Lawrence the type of salary. Now, of course, we're in the year 2022. So the salary range for Randy Gregory looking to get paid what DeMarcus Lawrence got is now old, because that's not what I think DeMarcus Lawrence got paid in 2018. That's a long time from now, right? So it's one of those things, whereas we look into this and we say to ourselves, how do you keep all three without raging the war between DeMarcus Lawrence camp, Randy Gregory camp, and Amari Cooper? 16 and 8 equals $24 million. Would that be enough money to put aside to pay Randy Gregory? That is the situation. It's flat out is the situation. So it's difficult. It's flat out difficult to be into this space as it relates to Cowboys content and Cowboys talk track of what's going to happen down the line. Now, Cowboy Nation, we've been in this environment before. We've been down this road before. And all I can tell y'all, buckle up, because the offseason, oh my gosh, the offseason is just like this. Room for a lot of ambiguity, room for a lot of doubts, and especially when you are looking at this team and what happened and what all transpired right in the playoff game. Us being 12-5 and being the first ticket in and the first ticket out, one and done. A lot of people not happy with that. I know you guys not. Appreciate you for jumping in. Brian, thank you for being a participant. Thank you. We got Brian in the house. And let me know if the audio is straight, Brian. You got to be the guinea pig today. And I'm using all I can with the resources I got. Come on. There we go. Finally. All right. I was able to share this content here. Sounds good. Appreciate you. So I was having a discussion about salary cap to myself. And right now the conversational line is course. Randy Gregory, free agent. J-Ron Curse, free agent. DeMarcus Lawrence, you can save $6 million if you cut him. No, $8 million. $8 million if you cut him. And I don't like the idea of cutting anybody. And on top of that, Amari Cooper, you can save $16 million if you cut him. Now, before we pull out the knife, don't shank me with the butter knife. But I come here to tell you guys, I don't care if it's $24 million. You know, if you cut DeMarcus Lawrence and you cut Amari Cooper, hoping and wishing that you can get someone to bring the level of production. I get it. DeMarcus Lawrence didn't play up to the level that we want him to play for his contract. But we can see with our natural eyes when he's out there, you can't run on that side of the field, right? Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Brian says, I think Cooper is gone. I hope not, but it's a game. It's a war between salary cap and production. How you going to get the production? You can wish and hope that the level of production that you're going to get is from the unknown, from someone who never played with the silver and blue on, right? We can wish and hope that CeeDee Lamb can turn the corner around, but there's no evidence that CeeDee Lamb by himself is able to lead this team. And of course, I love what Parsons is able to bring to the table. But what I refuse with Parsons is to overwork him. If you don't have all of the things in place and you say, well, I cut DeMarcus Lawrence, so now Parsons is going to fill that role. I like Parsons being everywhere on the field. I like Parsons being able to blitz through the A gap or B gap or flex him out wide to be the edge guy, juxtaposed to only being on the edge. So that is how I look at it. So I look at it like, yeah, if you want to save $24 million, okay, cool, that's fine. But be careful what you're doing, because you're changing your entire team by hoping that CeeDee Lamb is ready, by hoping that if you use some of that money to re-sign Michael Gallup, or since Juju Smith was down here, I think that's his name, Juju Smith-Schuster, since he was down here, you say, okay, I'm going to sign you, and we're going to get the levels of productions of what Amari Cooper brought to the table. I don't like that idea. No, I don't. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I thank you. Is that Rupert? Appreciate you for jumping in. Xfinity Man with the yin and the yang. I like that. And is that TTP? Appreciate you. Thank you for jumping in. Jameson Williams and Andre Booth are dudes. I love Cowboys. I love for the Cowboys. Yeah, you love for those guys. Now, Jameson Williams, oh my gosh. Now, that's just a roll of the dice, right? You don't know what he's going to look like coming off of the injury. One can say that the type of injury is a common one. But, man, you're talking about gambling. Now, when I was live earlier on my YouTube page, someone brought up Calvin Ridley. You know, he's on the streets. Basically, he requiring or requesting to be on the streets because he really don't like the platform or where he's at or area where he's at. And I was sitting there saying, my goodness, if that's the case in the scenario, I wouldn't get rid of Amari Cooper, hoping that Calvin Ridley would be that guy. But I for dog sure would like to see Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, and CeeDee Lamb. And you can work out a deal with Michael Gallup. Those four wide receivers strong. But Jameson Williams, I mean, man, his tape is just crazy. If he's there at the 24th pick, I wouldn't mind rolling the dice to go get him, though. Right now, they freed up $16 million by reconstructing or moving money around from Dak Prescott contract. And the overall money that we have now, I think we were negative $13 million in a hole. So that put us at a positive $3 million. Like, for real, that guy know 101, yeah, like a -12. So we are right at $3 billion, or like $3 million out of the hole now, 304, give or take. I mean, we eating right now, I think $6.8 million of dead money from Jalen Smith contract. Yeah, we still got a lot to do. I think March the 21st or the 25th or something like that is when the money kick in for Amari Cooper. And I know John Stephen Jones, he gonna be looking at this thing saying, hey, you know, he loves to penny pinch, and there may be some hard cuts. All right, so let me see how I can read these discussions. I appreciate y'all. Okay, I just had to click this button over. Okay, now I can see the discussions. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm learning, man. I'm building the plane while it's in the air, man. All right, so I got you. Shout out to you, Brian. Appreciate you, man, for getting more fans in here. How you feel about Biotish, long-term dude, or just a stopgap guy? Biotish is 50-50 because we didn't get a chance to see weight room Biotish. And I don't know if that's a Joe Philbin situation, but he regressed as the center. You know, his first year, although he only played like, you know, half of the, like 3 or 4 games, he had high promises, man. And coming out of college, he went to the same college Travis Frederick went to. But you can clearly see that Biotish is not strong. So, and he get worked. And as we all say, the offensive line, you are only strong as your weakest link. So the problem is this right here. Objectively looking at it, it could be a combination of twofold problem, meaning that Tyler Biotish downfall could have been Connor Williams not playing right or not playing up to par, or it could just be Tyler Biotish just not strong enough, right? So when they squeeze inside from the A gap, he get knocked out of his way, and you see Tyler Biotish in the lap of Dak Prescott being picked up and moved back. Now, we do have first team Zach Martin to the right of him. And Zach Martin, although he's first team, didn't play his best this season, right? But that could have been a combination of, like I said, Connor Williams and Tyler Biotish. Now, Connor Williams, believe it or not, best season from a numeral aspect of it. Worst season as relates to holding. And it's hard to equate whether or not Connor Williams is any good or not, or poor technique, when you have 15 penalties. That's a lot of penalties, man. That's a lot. 15 holding penalties, by the way. It killed us. He gave up 150 some yards, man, over penalties, man. That's a lot. So Connor Williams gone. Tyler Biotish is still here for at least 3 years, right? Two more years or so. I have a saying: do you move Tyler for Tyler? Tyler Lindenbaum, he might be right there at the 24th pick. He's a center. I think he can give you some guard action too. So it will be hard pressed, man, not to try to rearrange that. Zion Johnson could be that guy. He could be that guy. It just depends right now. If Tyler falls to 24, if you don't see him falling all the way down there far, I can see that. I can see where you're coming from on that. And here's the thing. who saw Creed Humphreys, last season? Because Creed played pretty good for the Chiefs. He's been remarkable for those boys. And we need something like that to happen for us. I'm all team BPA. That's my philosophy. Best player available, regardless of team needs. I get it. A lot of people say, nah, draft what you need. But when you draft need, and then if you draft scheme, then that could be a problem too. Meaning that you'll draft a Taco Charlton versus TJ Watts, right? Because I'm drafting to fit my scheme. No, I'm drafting BPA all day, best player available. So if somehow on my board, I got Derek Stingley, that's my top guy, and it's the 24th pick, and we already said, well, hey, Law, we already had Kelvin Joseph. We need an offensive lineman. Go ahead and get Darian Kennard right now, or go get, let's say, Ed Ingram. Let's go get these boys. No. If my board says, and I'm doubting if Stingley is going to be there, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Yeah, Kenyon Green, he gone. I would love to have that 6'4", 330-pound monster inside. Oh my God. Dak Prescott would love it too. Oh my goodness, man. You really like that cornerback from Florida? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think edges are pretty good and cornerbacks. Cornerback's pretty good. Yeah, cornerback from Florida, 6'2", 193 pounds. Yeah, he's pretty good. Pretty good. Don't sleep on Roger, the Auburn cornerback as well, and Ahmad Gardner. Don't sleep on those guys. All right, so will they trade any player? One thing I know about the Cowboys, they don't trade. Ooh. Well, when they do trade, it's crash and burn time, right? Back against the wall, right? When we do trade, we traded for Robert Quinn. He was only here for a cup of coffee. Didn't do well here as much as we thought. I think he did decent, in my opinion. Went off to Chicago because we didn't want to pay him. He was injured a little bit, and then this season he played his butt off, right? And then we traded for Amari Cooper, but we was 3-5 at the time. House was burning down. Let's say, okay, let's hurry up and get somebody in now. Gosh. Our offensive line is getting old. That's why I literally threw a party when I found out that Tyron Smith and Zach Martin said, you know what, we're not going to entertain the world by going to this Pro Bowl. We're going to sit it out. So the Cowboys, quick fix for the offensive line. Hear me out. Don't shank me with the butter knife. If they refuse to do anything as relates to being draft heavy in the offensive line room for the first 2 picks, this would be the quick fix. Don't sleep on Josh Ball. He's going to be a great in this system. He just had to get his mind together. And he had that high ankle sprain, right? And they kind of redshirted. But if you look at his college tape, he's solid enough to be inserted in as that left tackle. Quick fix, as much as he do not want to be here as the left guard, somebody have to have the cojones and the fortitude of their minds to look big La'el Collins in his eyes and say, hey, you're left-handed anyway. You're a big boy. You never gave up a sack in your career at guard. We're going to move you back at left guard. I know you're getting right tackle money, but naturally you are a guard. I know, Cowboy Nation, when you look at Connor McGovern, not Connor Williams, and said, man, when he was playing left guard this year, it didn't look right. But think about this. If you go all the way back to Penn, he played some center. So what I would do, I will make it a three-way competition. Iron sharper iron, steel sharper steel. You guys know how I feel when I say this. It will be a battle between Matt Farniok, Connor McGovern, and Tyler Biotish at that center. I will make it a full, no politic fight for that center role. Zach Martin, he's straight. He's office furniture. He's not going anywhere at right guard. And then, of course, Terrence Steele would be my right tackle. We went on a 6-0 run with Terrence Steele at right tackle. How do you guys like that lineup? Let me know if you guys like that lineup. And that's without even moving in the draft, right? You can still draft somebody. But what I'm saying is, if you don't draft someone in the first and second round as offensive line, you can literally do that movement. And I think that this team will be a whole lot better as it relates to offensive line. I think Tyreek tripped. Yeah, Tyreek Hill did trip. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. That guy knows 101 says also Pollard is like a monster. Yeah. Pollard all season, just after he, kind of got tripped up a little bit, he was averaging 7.2 yards per attempt. That's nothing to sneeze at. Then it dropped off right around the latter part of the year. But I want you guys to know, too, that the Cowboys were 4th ranked in rushing up until that Denver Broncos game. You want to know what changed outside of the injury, dare I say, of Dakota Prescott, calf muscle, and he coming back, or what have you? Musical chairs with the offensive line. They kicked Terrence Steele to the left side of the field. And they inserted La'el Collins back into that right tackle role. I would be doing some wholesale changes. I would try to get back to Cowboys football, a balanced approach. We all love Dak Prescott, but we got to look at Dak Prescott and be real with some realism, with real eyes, and say, hey, we can't win with Dak Prescott throwing the ball 35 to 40 times a game. I think the sweet number for Dak Prescott, objectively speaking, is 25 to 30 attempts. That's throwing the ball. And there's nothing wrong with that. Please don't hate me for saying that. I know you look at the money and you say, hey, this man is getting paid $160 million. If we want him to throw the ball 50 times a game, he needs to do that. No. The key is 25 to 30 times. And I think the Cowboys are undefeated when I think Ezekiel Elliott or Tony Pollard touches the ball north of 25 times. Think of recipes. If you really love the peach cobbler, if you love the apple pie or the pecan pie, you got to follow the recipe. I can't make apple pie out of pecans. And what the Cowboys want to do so badly is trying to reinvent the wheel or pretty much make pecan pies out of apple pie. I just can't make this stuff up. Make it a balanced game. Pollard needs Zeke and Zeke needs Pollard. I agree. And if you guys go all the way back, and I know we didn't blow out the Chargers, but man, that opening drive was the prettiest drive of all time for the Cowboys 2021 season. They came out of that thing with 2 back sets. I was like, yeah, because Pollard is shifty enough to run wheel route or receiver routes, but it forces the opposition to get up out of certain defense concept when you have 2 back sets. For the life of me, I don't know why the reason Kellen Moore decided to say, you know what, we're good with just one back setups, right? And I like the 12 personnel. We was rolling real good with the 12 personnel, right? But I still would like to see Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield at the same time. Yeah. All day. Yeah, NYK all day. Yeah. Man, you've been yelling from the heavens. 2 back sets. It seems sometimes Cowboy fans and just observers, it seems as if though we know more about the team than some of the, the staff. We be sitting there like I'll never forget when they had Byron Jones playing safety, and I was yelling, "Yay! Put Byron Jones at cornerback, and he'll go all pro, or he'll make it to the Pro Bowl. He'll play better." They refuse. And then Chris Richard come here and he said, "You know what? Byron Jones remind me of Richard Sherman. He's long. I'm not saying that Byron Jones is Richard Sherman. Let me just move him at cornerback, by the way." And bam, moved him at cornerback. And he got paid all of that money to go to Miami land, right? So you got to play to the player's strength, right? Because we get it. Connor Williams, undersized. I had a guy who used to be an official communicated to me and said, the reason why we pretty much call a lot of flags on Connor, he's undersized. And when he get beat, he tends to reach. He got short arms. That's why you see all of those penalties, because they're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's undersized. He get moved out the way. I believe Connor Williams would have been a better tackle than inside as a guard. You know who else got short arms? Rashawn Slater got short arms. They ain't playing around with him. They keeping him at tackle, right? And of course, Rashawn Slater is a whole lot better than Connor. I'm not trying to make that symmetry or comparisons, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? Yeah, Slater's a whole lot stronger. Just like when I did the Jordan Davis film and somebody hit me up and said, "Hey, Law, we got Big Bo." Man, Big Bo ain't nothing but a Bobo on Jordan Davis arm. And then he plucks off. Jordan Davis bench press 405, baby. I don't care if it's only 2 downs. Man, you put that big plug inside, man. You talking about somebody moving stuff out the way. And normally, late third quarter, around fourth quarters, that's when you get majority of your sacks. That big boy been leaning on you first and second quarter. Shoo. He gonna make you pay. That's why he's the type of pick, if the Cowboys go with a big boy, which I doubt it, big defensive tackle, he will allow Parsons to eat at linebacker. And when we get Jabril Cox back into the fold, he would allow those boys to eat as linebackers. The DBs will play better because there's no pocket to step up inside. Oh, you wonder why we couldn't get a sack on Jimmy Garoppolo? Because he climbed the pocket with no pressure inside. I like Osa. I like Neville Gallimore. But Osa hit the rookie wall and he wasn't getting any pressure. Carlos Watkins, unbelievable this year, but he's still just Carlos Watkins, baby. You put a big boy inside, it's going to require 2. And I recall even Jordan Davis said, "Hey, when I see 2 on me, that means somebody running free." We need help in the core areas on this team. Every time I think of Ray Lewis, and I'm not saying that Parsons is Ray Lewis, I'm not going to paint that man into a corner, but Ray Lewis had Tony Saragusa. Y'all remember him in And not before he had Hello Nadi, he had Big Sam Adams. Those big boys, baby. It helps. Legion of Boom. They had Big Maybang. Everybody talking about everybody else, but they forget about Big Maybang. Big Maybang will gobble, 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 right? Allow Bobby Wagner and all of those linebackers to run free. Cam was like, yeah, I'm come down inside the box. I know I'm not going to have a lot of trash on me when I hit. People fail to realize you need those big boys. Yeah, Saragusa and Adams, they were big boys. Oh, yeah. And then when they got going, they went and got a Haloti. I would never forget when I was banging the table for Vita Veda, although he went before we had a chance or opportunity. Shoot. You like those linebackers for the Buccaneers. You got to give props to Vita for gobble, gobble, gobble. All right, y'all. I just wanted to test this one out, man. I love the interactions. I love all of you guys tapping in and listening to me rumble and chat around. I'm going to get better at this, and I really appreciate you guys, man. Share this, let people know, subscribe to the channel, and let this thing go the best way possible for the Cowboys' future. I get it. A lot of people looking at the NFL is rigged. Well, life is rigged. You just got to figure it out, right? So let's stay focused. Hey, watch the Senior Bowl. Let's go look for our pet cat. Let's go look for our pet cat because, a couple of years ago they had Terrence Steele and he didn't look the way he looked now, but at least we had got a chance to see some good tape out of him. So let me know of your pet cat in this Senior Bowl. I like that Jermaine Johnson kid. Oh my gosh, man. He made me don't want that Kennard guy, because of the way he folded him up the first 2 days. So let's go get this thing going the best way possible. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. I'm going to figure out how to end it. Appreciate y'all. There you go. Salute.